All right, this is Richard from the Steady Peddler. I'm asked a lot of times is how do I do an emergency road repair on my bike if I have a rear flat? And so I'm going to just show you, I'm obviously not out on the road right now. I have the bike in a repair stand. So this is something you would probably do on the road. You do with the bike upside down. And you can use some little handlebar jacks. I'll have a link for you in the description on that. So I'm going to real quick run through the prerequisites for removing the rear wheel on these bikes. So whether you're on the road or whether you're in your shop, garage, then this is the same procedure. You're going to swing the kickstand down in order to get it out of the way. You're going to disconnect the power wire and cut any zip ties that attach that, especially zip ties on this back half here that goes to the motor. Then you're going to also remove these 5mm head Allens that hold the brake rotor. I've got mine loose, so I'm going to take those out. And then you're going to remove the rotor and swing, or the caliper, swing it out of the way of the rotor. This just prevents you from accidentally bending your rotor in the process of removing or replacing the back wheel. So swing that out of the way. So right now, rotor is free and clear, calipers out of the way. The electronic connection, the motor connection has been had all the ties cut on it so that you can get that out of there. This wire comes straight off, so this connector comes straight apart. It does not twist. The twisting part is the knurled nut here. So after you get that pushed in, then you tighten the knurled nut with your fingers, and that's pretty much that. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to remove the 4mm Allens that are on the torque washers. So we've got those removed. Now, a very important step is to go ahead and take the chain and shift the bike all the way to gear 7 or gear 8, depending on what your derailleur system is, so that it's in the smallest sprocket. This gives you the most chain slack in order to remove the rear wheel. Then you're also going to go up to the crankset and you're going to shift the chain off of the sprocket and down onto the frame. So that's going to give you a whole bunch of chain slack here with the rear derailleur, which makes it a lot easier to remove and to replace the rear wheel. So that'll get you all those things. Then you're going to go for your 17mm. And at this point, it's always helpful to have a friend because this wheel is heavy. You don't want this thing to drop out kind of uncontrolled. So kickstands down, calipers out of the way, got the torque washers loose, chain has been dropped to where we have a lot of play. We've got these 17mm loose. I'm going to rock the wheel a little bit, see if it's going to come out. It's not going to. So I'll show you why that is. What happens, take the torque washers off. What happens is in the normal course of riding your bike, the axle will try and rotate slightly. And when it does that, it'll make it virtually impossible to get the wheel out. So all you do is you grab those flats with a crescent wrench and move those flats to where they line up with the dropout. Wiggle it back and forth, out comes the wheel and tire. And so now you are all out and ready to work on your tire and do whatever it is you need to do to get that going. So this is a kind of a quick overview of doing that. So this is Richard at the Steady Peddler, and hope that helps for your emergency fuel repairs or for changing a tire around your shop. Thanks very much.